Hello, one and all. This is my view of My Hero Academia, chapter 375, Chaotic Confusion. And I've got to say, this chapter has me cautiously optimistic, because after last chapter, I was so worried, I was so afraid that we'd get a brief flashback to Uraka versus Toga, and then Toga would teleport away, and we wouldn't see Uraka again until the epilogue of the series, 10, 20, 50 chapters down the road. Thankfully, though, she managed to teleport with her into the battlefield, and she's now facing off against All For One, Dabi, and an army of Twice clones. Which, is rather unfortunate. That's a lot of enemies. That is a lot of enemies. And I'm seeing a lot of people online complaining like, oh, what's Uraka gonna do? What is she gonna do in this battlefield? She'll be useless. And they are wrong. They are very wrong. Because Uraka is insanely deadly. We just very rarely get a chance to see it. I mean, let's think back to the sports festival when she fought against Bakugo. She lifted several tons of rubble into the air and sent it crashing down into him. If Bakugo had been anyone else, that would have killed him. And the Twice clones are especially fragile, so even a small boulder could kill several dozen of them all at once. Yay! And also, this battlefield is currently covered in boulders as a result of Endeavor and Hawks fighting All For One. Double yay! So Uraka can kill a lot of people, and even if the boulders weren't there, she could still just kill them with themselves. I mean, also, let's think back to when, Toga used Uraka's quirk. She lifted the reporter girl and the other Liberation Army people into the air, and then sent them crashing back into the ground. If, Uraka did that with Twice clones, she could kill a lot of them all at once with themselves. Oh, that'd be beautiful. That'd be so freaking beautiful. Like I said before, Uraka is insanely deadly, but she is a hero, so she can't just go around killing people. But the Twice clones aren't actually people, so she can, fully unleash the full extent of her power and just go on a massive killing spree. And I want to see that. I want to see that so, so badly. Seriously, Uraka is such an amazing character, and I feel like she had so much I feel like she had so much potential, but she kind of just, fell by the wayside at one point. I mean, besides, her big speech, get Deku back into UA, the last time she really stood out all that much was God above, was it actually when she fought Bakugo in the sports festival? I mean, I feel like she had to have done something since then, but honestly, I am drawing a blank. That was her big moment. That was when she truly stood out, and I cheered for her, I applauded for her, I cried for her, and I want to see more of that. I want to see, Uraka really giving her all and showing what she can do. Of course, my love for Uraka did definitely dip with this chapter when she said, we still haven't had our chat about romance. Oh, that is an awful line. That is such an overwhelmingly awful line. Seriously. Come on, Uraka, you're better than that. Though I do definitely get what she's trying to say here. Basically, she's saying, we haven't had a chance to, bridge the gap between us, to better understand one another, to figure out where each side is coming from. And we recently just saw in the anime, the last time that Toga and Uraka chatted, and, in that moment, Toga actually went to Uraka, at least in my opinion, for, I can't really even say help, but for guidance, for closure, for understanding. And I do honestly, truly believe that if Uraka had reached out a hand, Toga may not have gone back to League of Villains. She may have, followed Uraka. Yes, she would have gone straight to jail, but that could still be a better life for her. That could still be a life that has a happy ending, rather than, her embracing the sad man's parade and just fully becoming a villain, which is another line that people were certainly complaining about this chapter, as it said, oh, Toga completed her transformation into a full-fledged villain. They're like, she's a serial killer. She wasn't a villain before this, and I mean, legally, she was certainly a villain, but in her own mind, she was never a bad person. She was never an evil person. She was never even a villain. She was just someone who was trying to live life the only way they knew how. Her quirk causes her to thirst for blood, and she tried. She tried so hard as a kid to, suppress those feelings over and over and over again until finally it broke free, and now, she relates blood to love, and so yeah, when she tries to kill someone, she isn't actually doing it out of hate or anger, at least before this moment. It was, literally an expression of her love. That's the reason why Deku's danger sense didn't pick her up. Not because she's a freaking ninja, but because she never approached him with negativity. It was only with positive emotions. It was only with love that she was trying to, suck out all his blood. Oh, Toga, you are broken. You are so, so badly broken. And you need so much therapy. You need so much therapy. That being said, though, her becoming a villain is not set in stone. There's a timeline where she became a hero, a timeline where her parents were, more understanding people who brought her to therapists, who helped her learn to control her urges and express them in healthy ways. But because of the way she was raised, because of how much she suppressed it, and because of how it eventually broke out and she believed that no one would ever love her, no one would ever accept her as she is, she became a villain, and now she's gonna kill, basically everybody. She's gonna try to kill basically everybody as she lets loose the sad man's parade. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Thankfully, though, the quirk only lasts about 30 to 40 minutes, but that is, a very, very long time to have an actual army at your side. So, yeah, that's not good. That is very, very bad. Though I do find something rather interesting in the fact that Toga could have used the blood when she first got teleported to this island. Yes, it would mean she can't, go out and save All For One, Dabi, whatever, but, that would have allowed her to keep Deku on the island, because he would have realized, okay, this is a very big threat, and if I don't stop her here and now, all the heroes here are gonna die. That would have absolutely delayed Deku going back to UA to provide backup. Everyone there would have died, and, Shigaraki would have, been able to get free and just go on a massive, massive killing spree that would have basically guaranteed the villain's victory. So, yeah, in her own way, Toga saved the world. Weird. Very, very weird. Though all that being said, I do have one last question. Did Kurogiri only send twice to one location? Because it feels like more twices went through that portal than actually originally arrived at the battlefield. And that's worrisome. That is very, very worrisome, because even one twice, somewhere out in the world, somewhere out in Japan, could quickly become an entire army and wipe out all the heroes stationed there. So this fight could have gotten so much worse than we realize. But either way, please let me know what you think down below. Is there only, this army of twices, or are there other army of twices all throughout Japan? How exactly is Uraraka gonna, contribute to this battle? They made a huge deal. They made a huge deal of her showing up. We even saw the reporter girl in the, final panel with her line, like, even a small spark can save the world, change the world, whatever. So I feel like, that's referring to Froppy and Uraraka stepping in, and they're gonna find a way to, turn the tide and win the battle somehow, some way. Like I said, I really do think that she can, use her quirk to its full powers just to kill so many copies of Twice, and I really want to see her go out. I really want to see Uraraka go plus freaking ultra, baby. But please let me know what you think down below, and until next time, peace!